Hey guys, it's Buffaque here again. Hope you're doing well. Tonight, giving you guys a review, my impressions of the excellent little Benchmade Mini Griptilian. As most of you guys know, for the most part, I'm a Spyderco kind of guy. I really like the options that Spyderco offers, but if I had to choose between carrying a Spyderco or a Benchmade for the rest of my life, could only carry one. It wouldn't be definitely an easy decision for me to make. I do prefer Spyderco's, but it's a pretty tight margin. I really, really, really like Benchmade. It's without a doubt my second favorite manufacturer of pocket knives, and I gotta say, this model, the Mini Griptilian, is by far my favorite model that Benchmade offers, and apparently I'm not alone in that. Looking at Benchmade's numbers, apparently this particular knife, the Mini Griptilian, is their most popular knife. It's the one they sell the most of, and I believe that the specific one they sell the most of is the let me get this right. It's the plain edge coated blade drop point in 154 cm with regular FRN handles in olive drab green. And I've got to say, guys, after I owned this one here for a couple of years. This was my first one. This is the regular satin blade in 154 cm, and after owning this knife for a couple of years, basically I wanted another one. And those of you who are like me and you collect knives, you know that sometimes you want to make a purchase that's new, something you don't already have, something you don't already own. But other times, if you have something you like and you like it, you just kind of want more of the same. It's kind of like going to a restaurant and you know that there's one particular dish that you really like, something you're really into. This is kind of the same thing. It's like, well, I know that this is something I like, and so I wouldn't mind having another one. And so this is the one I picked up the other day. I bought this at Smoky Mountain Knife Works in Sevierville, Tennessee, and this one is slightly different from the one I already owned in that this is the sheep's foot style blade, and the reason I really like this one, and you can probably already tell, because of the deployment hole in the blade, and I really like it because it reminds me a lot of my Spyderco knives. You don't see a whole lot of knives that have this kind of big oversized hole for a thumb deployment, and I'm really into that. I like that a lot. I do prefer a satin finish blade, which is what this is. This is also in the 154 cm. Okay, the Mel Purdue design. Love, love, love this knife, guys. This is an excellent blade. Great for everyday carry. Comes with pocket clip, and the pocket clip is good for left or right carry. Unfortunately, it is tip up only. Okay, you don't have the option of doing tip down, but you can put that clip on either side. So for you left-handed guys, this is still a great option. I've marked down here on my catalog some of the specs just so you guys can see those. Don't really need to go over those. You can see them right there. I don't have a whole lot to say about this that hasn't already been covered. Most of us are really familiar with this knife as, like I said, it is Benchmade's most popular selling knife, the Mini Griptilian. And I've just got to say that my impressions with this knife are just excellent, really, really excellent. If I had any complaint about it, really the only complaint I have is with this particular one, and I've watched a video on how I can fix this, but with this particular one, when I bought it brand new, blade centering is not perfect. Okay, you can sort of, there you can see there, centering's not perfect, but that's a very minute complaint, and I know how to loosen these up and kind of walk that pivot screw over to get that to straighten up anyway, so that's not really a complaint anyway. That just shows you how nitpicky I'm being to find an issue with this knife. It's an excellent blade. Through a neat little orange lanyard on there. I thought those colors looked cool together. Same thing with this yellow one here, through kind of a navy blue lanyard on. Just thought those colors looked neat together. Anyway, if you don't know anything about these knives, guys, check them out. Go on Benchmade's website and see what you think. They have their whole Mini Griptilian family listed on their website. You can change your blade edge or your blade finish, or of course the steel and the shape of your steel, as well as handle material and color. One other thing that Benchmade offers that I really like, and I haven't used yet, but they offer laser marking on their blades for a pretty reasonable price. I'd have to check again, but I believe it's south of $25. So being able to pay an extra $20 or so and have your own custom marked blade, I think that's really cool. Putting whatever you want on the blade, as long as there's obviously no kind of copyright infringement. I think that's a really neat option that they offer. Not all companies do that. Just an excellent knife. I know you can already see the specs down here, but a weight of 2.7 ounces basically. It's incredibly lightweight, very good construction, very rigid. There's no wobble at all in the blade. There's no slack in any of it. Nice jimping on the back of the blade here. No forward finger choil. That is one thing that the Spydercos, some of the Spydercos do offer, as well as other Benchmades. But you don't have that on the Mini Griptilian. So if that is kind of a deal breaker for you, then you might want to think about something else. But if you're not totally invested in having that forward finger choil, then you're really going to love this blade. These are excellent knives, guys. For the size and weight, they're really easy to conceal. I can't really imagine any kind of attire in which you couldn't make this work. It's also a knife. This is the knife is so small that this is the sort of thing that if you're standing in line, say at the bank, and for whatever reason you need to pull your knife out you got a hangnail or something like that. Well, let me paraphrase. I don't recommend pulling your knife out, when you're standing in front of the teller necessarily, but, if you have to pull this out in front of, the general population, this is a small enough knife that no one is going to look at you like, you're Rambo or something like that. It's a very modest-sized, conventional knife. This is not a very scary or menacing-looking blade. Okay, so just kind of my thoughts and my review on this excellent little knife, Benchmade Mini Griptilians. I do prefer these over the full-size Griptilian, and I really like my Griptilian, but if I had to choose between the full-size grip or the mini grip, I would definitely choose the mini grip. One thing that I did want to mention, and if I didn't already, what's interesting about the deployment hole on this one is if you want that, you're actually going to get a different blade shape, different blade style. Okay, if you want the regular drop point style blade, okay, like this one here, you're going to get it with thumb studs. Okay, and to my knowledge, that's just the way it is for Benchmade. You can't really change that. Okay, and the regular drop point style with the thumb studs is, if I can get that focus, there we are. Okay, that's the 5.56. Okay, I think I got a little bit of rust starting right there. I need to get that with some oil. That's the 5.56 if you go with the drop point style blade with thumb studs. Okay, if you want the one with the deployment hole, it's the sheep's foot. Okay, that's the sheep's foot, and it's the model 5.55. Okay, so that is a difference. You cannot, to my knowledge, you cannot get the drop point style blade with what I kind of call the Spidey hole. I know it's not the Spidey hole, but that's basically what it reminds us of. So that is one little thing there, and I don't know that they have that laid out very clearly on the Benchmade website. Maybe they do, and I just didn't see it. But those are your options. If you want sheep's foot, you're going to get deployment hole. If you want drop point, you're going to get thumb stud. And as far as I know, that's just the way it is right now with Benchmade. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.